Hello, fellow wannabe showrunners, and welcome to another Wannabe Showrunners, the show where we show you how much we want to be showrunners. I'm Scott LaFlesh, and I'm here with Ty Skinner.
How's it going, Scott?
Not bad, not bad. And yourself?
Doing great. We're here on a Thursday night, coming up for the Canada Thanksgiving weekend. So long weekend here. You know, looking forward to it. Woohoo! Especially after last year.
The harvest.
Yeah, it's the harvest time. After last year, it's going to be nice to get together with my family.
And then it's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
And then it's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Yeah.
All right. So, what is it that we're doing today?
So, tonight's the Thursday night writer's block, script doctor's zone. We're struggling with branding. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you like in the chat. That's what we'll do. But it's the Thursday night writer's block. The idea is, if you're struggling, sometimes we get stuck here. We get really stuck on an idea. And, you know, sometimes we go back and forth and we just go around and around in circles. Sometimes it just helps to talk it out. Just to talk it out and keep on, have an outside perspective. Some of our best ideas have come from the chat, and the comments have gotten us out of sticky situations. I'm definitely thinking about a commenter of ours, Bigfoot Bjornsson, who helped us out with Gorilla Gorillas. I don't think that would be the project it was today without those comments. So this is our time to give back.
Yeah.
If you're having problems, if you're getting stuck on a writing idea, if you have any project, if you're writing it, or if it's just something that you're building up in your head, trust us, we've been there. Chat to us about it. Let us know what it is. Tell us what the premise is. I'm sure we're gonna think it's neat, and we'll talk about it.
And even if we don't,
we're gonna think it's neat. Don't worry. We're gonna talk about it. We'll bat it around.
we'll talk about it. Yeah.
We might not have the solution. Ideally, you'd see the solution just from the chat. But either way, we're
just here. I feel like I'm here to ask questions.
Yeah.
And then maybe help you out with. Hopefully, I ask the right questions.
Exactly. That's the kind of idea we're going for. And yeah, so let us know. And if I'm gonna put our email address here in the chat as well. Wannabe.
Not wannabe. We're definitely not wannabes.
At gmail.com. If you have something that's bigger and you don't really feel like you can explain it over the chat, send us an email. We could set up a Zoom call, or you could send us a written pitch. We could take some time to read about it, and then we could talk about it here. But for today, just anything. It's our call-in show. It's our until we hear from someone.
We would like to work on something that I've been stuck on.
Exactly. So this is This is Scott's big baby. It's not his big baby. That sounds bad. It's Scott's baby. It's something he's had been built up in his head for a long time, and he's been feeling kind of blocked about. And so I'm going to demonstrate what we're going to do. I'm just going to help him out with it. We're going to talk it out, and we're going to try and develop it into what it is that he sees in his head, and hopefully we can. I'm excited by it. It sounds like a very exciting project. The idea is events on the horizon. Why don't you tell us about events on the horizon?
Well, here, I'm just going to do this first.
Okay.
It really is just like, as you can see here, an allegory for Revelations. I really... a story about the world being, it doesn't have a happy ending. Or at least... It doesn't have a happy ending for the world as a whole. Like, for Earth. Like, this is... Whether humans find a way off or not, I feel like that's another question.
Okay.
But either way, it's just a cataclysm of different events that are supposed to portray, like, the ending days until a big black hole comes and swallows Earth whole. Now, I know the science is not, that's why there's a lot of potential to this, is the black hole can start sucking the Earth up earlier in the book, but because time then goes slower, as you get closer to the black hole, there's a whole lot of stuff you can do with the black hole in that way.
Yeah.
So,
and of course, it's definitely not. We're not scientists.
No.
It's not going to be heavy physics. I don't know. I feel like
it's going to be sci-fi physics.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like we're not playing by the rules of
spaghettification or that kind of stuff.
We're playing by the rules of, does it look cool on TV?
Exactly. Okay, and so last time we talked about it, I was trying to build some characters, but I understand we're going through a lot of characters, a lot of deaths, there's a lot of new characters. I kind of thought that after the stream, my breakthrough in this block was maybe the way to approach this is just, let's start with a timeline of events. Let's, like, every event that you picture happening, let's just get them out there.
Okay. So down to here.
Right.
Okay. So I was just thinking this today.
Okay.
Do you think this is copywriting? Okay, or like, do you think this is like bad? What's your opinion on this? To name every one of our like episode, do 11 episodes for the first season.
I think you'd have to get permission.
And each one, yeah, I think you like.
Yeah, so let's talk about this, because this is something you talked about last episode, and this is just, again, in the role of asking questions. You talked about how each season was going to, or each book, or whatever format it ends up being in, it's going to be named after different albums with the word black in the title.
Well, no, different songs.
Different songs with the word black in the title.
Yeah.
What is that thematically to the thing? Or is it just because it's cool?
No, because then the rest of that book is going to be based off of stuff from that artist.
Right, but but thematically, like, is that and like you know what I'm trying to say is it'll feel random unless it's tied in thematically.
No, it's just like the new thing that gets you're still gonna carry on the stuff, but it's just whatever's new is going to have that touch to it.
Yeah.
It's almost because it's supposed to be really what I'm trying to do to this is make it like I feel like it's hard to do this in another way, but it's supposed to feel like an overlapping of dimensions.
Okay, but so I don't.
So that's why like it has to feel like a group, like a whole group, even though like is all tied, even though they're not an actual tie. So I felt like doing it that way kind of made it connect a little bit more.
But
I know it's a little bit random.
That's what I guess.
I feel like in my head, if I can connect it that way, then I can find a way to connect it elsewhere.
Okay, maybe that's the thing. It's just we leave it as an open hook because to me, there's a little bit of here's just an analogy. It's like when
and it's not even just it's just to help me name characters. It's a big thing about it. It's really just to help me name things, and I thought it was a cool way to help me be creative on that episode. Give me a theme. Give me like a theme for that episode for that season. But it's really not to be like. It's still supposed to all feel in that like dark Game of Thrones-y-ness where there's a lot of wordy, but it's gonna be fast.
Right.
Everything's coming at you fast.
Definitely fast. But my question about the song names again is, I'm thinking about The Office, where Michael Scott makes the acrostic to just incest. He's like, but I made a word. It's like, yeah, but the word has to have something to do with what you're...
I just felt, when I was reading these, it's because just today when I was reading these, I thought these could go, like, I just could kind of see how this could be...
And this is not really on the screen, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's... Oh, I can't get it. There.
Yeah.
These look like they could be titles for the episode, for the season. And I feel like that maybe you do 10 and it's just called Deep End Release is the last one. Like, I don't know, there's just, or like, this is not something I'm sold on. I just thought, again, this is a way of inspiration of like how to write the episodes. Like, I don't know, when I saw these titles, I really went, oh, yeah, this is like something. This has that feel.
It has the feel of it,
and what the episodes could be, and like especially like each one has kind of a purpose of where it could be.
Right. But I'm just telling you now.
And then release is...
I understand. But you want to find more you want to find more reasons for that to exist than it just helps you create. Like, you really do need to make that theme, something in the...
This goes back to the writer.
Okay.
This goes back to that writer character, but it doesn't have to be exposed. I feel like
it doesn't have to be exposed right
I feel like you're overthinking this. I really think this is one of those things where you're overthinking whatever my creative reason for why I'm doing this does not have to have any, like, there's a lot of artists who use some other reference point to get something across.
Oh, for sure.
That's all I'm doing here.
But
as I said, you're overthinking of why I'm using this.
But it's just because you're using all the nomenclature.
Like, what do you mean, what nomenclature?
Like, everyone online and all your fans are going to be like, well, why is this all... Like, there's a pattern, clearly. It's all following this naming. What's this?
The universe. The dimension. It's exactly what I said. That dimension. If they can pick that up, then they'll realize that it's a new dimension that had come over each other. Each book is going to be a different dimension. Like, they're not... Because, again, remember, everybody lives their longest dimension. Yeah. Everybody lives... So... When we follow a character, it has to be, like, yeah, it just...
Okay.
Yeah. There's...
Okay.
I just feel like this is more just creative. Like, I'm just trying to use this as a way to name my characters for this season and shit like that.
I see. Okay, so then maybe at the end we go back and rename
I think you're overthinking it. And I just thought that looked like good titles is all.
It does. Like I said, it does look like good titles. But in this for the stuff that's going to happen, you have the robot named Jeremy, all that kind of stuff.
Alive, Once, Oceans, Release as the last thing.
I'm with that.
Deep.
I just think, like, when Breaking Bad had all those random like codes in their thing, in the end it unscrambled to a thing that was related to the plot. Like, it was like a... I'm saying keep on using that as your creativity. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying
it doesn't have to be. Because, again, the whole entire thing is more like about dimensions. And even still, it's not for them. I'm not writing... I don't have to be that type of thing for them. It can be just for me.
Okay.
Like, it's just to help me out.
Okay.
I feel like that...
Let's go with it then.
Yeah, I feel like that's overdoing that. Because... Yeah, I don't know. So, the first event has to be...
The development of an AI.
The development of the AI.
Or a meteorite.
Oh yeah, no, be meteorite first. But it's a small enough meteorite.
Yeah, but it's still an event.
A murder.
Okay.
I know this isn't gonna be... I'm just gonna name the stuff, and then we can put them in order. But, like, if something goes... If I go, oh yeah, has to go before, we'll put it...
Of course, this is just a list.
No, but I still wanted this to be in order of how we're doing it. Another thing is... The next thing would be... Well, not the next, but one of the next things would be... the San Andreas fault line goes off. Which, in effect, causes a which, like, that would be around episode 8, the fault line goes.
Yeah.
And then the super volcano explodes. And the reason why the super volcano has to explode in season 1 is because I really need to find a way to cut. Because at the first season's going to be a lot of different locations. I need to find a way to make it so that they can't travel.
Okay.
I don't want them to come, like, I want travel to, like, air. I want them to be able to travel, but I don't want them to be able to fly.
Okay.
Because it really, they can just get around too fast.
Right.
And it becomes a lot harder of a story to keep track of. And that's the reason why I do that.
Right.
And I just thought it was also cool.
Yeah.
But but that's how the book is that's how the first season's supposed to end.
Okay.
Then in the second season, it's feel like it's the exposure of a because this has to have about conspiracies. This is another thing about this. This was intertwined with conspiracies.
Okay.
So it had but I'm like the type of conspiracies I like to deal with are the ones that we can kind of go, okay, yeah, there is clearly something there, like a global elitism.
Okay.
And aliens.
Okay.
So that's really what the two conspiracies that it deals with. And they're intertwined.
Okay.
So I feel like the second season is going to start off because I feel like it's called Men in Black, the second season.
Okay.
And it really is supposed to be like a play on Will Smith.
Okay.
Will Smith stuff.
Right.
And that's why, like, it is gonna even feel like Men in Black-ish.
Okay.
But it's no. This is not. This wouldn't be season 2. This would be season 3.
Okay.
Because season 3 has to be where we discover that there is aliens and like what they're trying to do and all that.
Right.
Because I want them to kind of be whether they're the saving grace of the human race or not later on down the road.
Okay.
Because again,
I'm kind of lost, but I feel like we should keep on with these events.
Yeah, no,
like,
I'm trying to think of different events. I'm stuck.
Okay.
Do you have anything like? Okay, season 2.
Given this is 11 seasons,
I know. Should I keep going all throughout all the seasons? I think that's a lot right now.
Okay, no, we don't have to.
I feel like we should work with what we got for the season 1 because I feel like that's a good.
Okay.
That's a good 5 points right there.
Okay.
And okay. So I want to have like an event each episode though.
Okay, well we need.
I know. I'm just saying we're at a good starting point. I want to have like something like not a la Weeds, but kind of still a la Weeds where that's like hits you with something that makes you want to put on that next episode. Like Game of Thrones was really good for that too.
Yeah.
Of like, oh crap, it's 4:00 in the morning and I need to work at 6.
Right.
And that I feel like comes with having like some big event that happens inside each episode.
Right. So we can start going with what we have and then figure out what's
exactly.
Fit. But we have these characters.
Yep.
So a meteorite kills a driver, John. The prostitute's in the car. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, this AI is developing. The AI secretly did the murder, right?
No.
Oh, then the AI's got to be blamed for the murder.
Yes. No.
you got to tie the AI to the murder. There's no way you're going to put those two plot developments next to each other and not link them.
No, that's the murder is in connection with the meteorite. Okay. With the prostitute or whatever, the sex worker. I'm sorry, I keep.
Okay.
With the sex worker. The development of the AI has to be about something else.
Okay.
But like those are two different stories. The AI and the murder.
Why would you not tie stories together? Why would the detective who's working on the murder not discover the
AI?
Maybe
uses the AI to help him or something like that. But the AI the AI might solve the case or something like that. Or no,
there's just like a million good murder mysteries that are.
I just don't want it to be. I know. I just don't want it to be. That's not because the murder mystery isn't what this is about.
Okay.
The murder is just something that happens as a red herring of what this book is supposed to be about.
Okay.
It's not supposed to be about the murder.
Right, like Chacos.
Yeah.
Oh shit. No, that's a common enough thing.
Because the development of the AI is supposed to be where we start getting into the like the kid gets brought into the military and all that.
Right.
So he's not gonna that story is its own story away from the murder that's going on. Like he's outside of he's in Area 51. Like that's outside Vegas. This is something that's going on in Las Vegas.
Okay.
But there has to be something that links the murderer. Okay. What if this is a little bit in the future?
It must be.
Maybe it is the AI.
Well, it doesn't have to be the AI, but it could
No, but what if it's this is
to me this is like the Fargo thing, right? Like in Fargo you have a bunch of different elements. They're all affecting each other. They don't even know about each other, but they're all crossing paths in ways that they're not. Right? If you want to tell this big mix of stories, segregating your stories right away is a terrible way to do it. They should all they're all starting in the same location.
But they're not starting the same stories. It was never supposed to be the same stories.
No, I know, but people aren't going to care about two entirely separate stories. It's much better if you tie them together in some ways and then separate them a little bit later. Or tie them all together by the end, but you're not going to do that. You're going to separate them all. Think about Game of Thrones. It all starts at King's Landing. All the stories are kind of I don't know. It's just you don't have another way to go, so I'm just trying to spitball ideas.
Again, this doesn't have to be in the development of the AI is I'm starting to feel like the yeah. I don't know.
So, but let's keep on. Yeah, I just not sure. I feel like you have something in your head that I'm not able to tap into. So I'm having a hard time.
I'm having a hard time too right now.
Yeah. Which is what the whole writer's block is about.
I know.
We're here on the writer's block. So, from my perspective of storylines, you start two storylines, and then you have something that happens independent of those two storylines that's going to affect them both at the end. But what's going to happen in either of these cases? What's going to happen with this AI over the course of a whole season? Or what's going to happen with this murder case over the whole course of the whole season?
The development of the AI is supposed to just be a small little thing, and that's supposed to be essentially no. Either because it's supposed to be in the first two scenes I'm establishing the robots and the aliens.
Okay.
The meteorite is the aliens, and the robot uprising is gonna be the And like those are that's essentially our Game of Thrones Ice and Fire, like dragons and like right away they hit us with the White Walkers.
Right.
But like I feel like once he goes to what's it called?
Area 51.
Area 51. We don't see him for a long
but here's
time.
The thing.
We don't see this kid.
You have a whole season before you go to Men in Black. If then, right? Your alien stuff. So why not leave him in Vegas for like half a season? Why not have that tech convention go for a little while? And then get rid of him?
But why have it be part of the murder? Why are you so invested on this having to have anything to do with the murder, if not just because that they use it to help solve the murder?
No, I didn't think it would be a good... I thought, you have a cop who's kind of like... Yeah. Who's kind of like in over his head. I thought that would be kind of a cool, like, what the fuck.
But I don't like them blaming the AI. That seems so stupid. That to me seems like that's just text stupidity.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that was a good...
I really don't like it.
There's a really good book called The Terminal Experiment that's about an AI that commits a murder. There's a bunch of like...
It would have to have done it. And this is not a robot. It's not in a robot state yet.
No, but it could like hire a hitman. It could do whatever. It could be on.
But it's not that type of a murder. It's not going to be that kind of a murder.
It's a meteor.
It's good. Right? What?
Or what is it a murder?
No, that's the thing. Is it's supposed to look like it was the meteorite that killed the guy, but it turns out it was an act. It's somebody who's after the sex worker.
Okay. So.
But I don't know yet. I haven't figured out.
No, I know, but that's the first time I heard it.
But so I'm just, because it doesn't...
So, it doesn't have to be tied in, but like I'm saying, I'm just trying to spin out possible plot lines.
Right, but you're not spinning out the possible plot lines, you're saying it has to be this. There's a difference between spinning out possible ones and saying it has to be this.
No, I just thought that was... sorry. I just thought that was a good idea. And... yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I feel like the murder is supposed to be... That's its own story. It just it's just happening in Vegas. It's a bunch... I feel like it's supposed to be a bunch of stories that are happening in Vegas at first.
Right.
And then they branch away from Vegas, but they're not.
But they were already branched.
But you specifically told me it wasn't a good idea to have them all be at the convention, and now you're saying you want them to be having a thing that kind of connects them all to the convention.
Yeah.
So but last week you were like, no.
No, if you've ever done like Tableau or that kind of thing, or like you really set levels, right? You have someone like kind of like at a kneeling level, you have someone kind of standing, you have someone kind of sitting, and it gives you... So to start in the whole convention, it feels like you don't have any levels. It feels like you want to start someone here, someone there. You want to start in a couple but you do want to find a way to knock them all together somewhere in that season.
Oh, they were going to come together at some point.
I thought that a detective...
Well, not all of them, but most of them were going to come together. The people who had the eyes on them were going to come together. Like at least the five characters that you were supposed to see through their perspectives were going to come together.
So I thought that the detective having a lead that led...
But I hate the AI thing. I really do. Because that's not what this is about. It's not... I don't want them to be... I want them to think that the AI is good. I want the... Or no, I don't want... This is not... Like, this type of thing, this type of knowledge is not at that level. This cop would never even have known that this was even a thing.
I thought... Exactly. But I didn't think that he read in the paper and thought, aha, it's that AI. I thought there was clue, like the AI is sequestered, whatever, but there's clues, and he's a good detective, and he's like, holy shit, there's an AI.
Yeah, but I really don't like it.
Okay, let's talk about another idea.
No. I don't, the AI, I don't want, maybe the AI did it, but I don't like the idea that the cop is onto it.
Okay.
That's where, like, this is not, this cop would not even know this thing exists.
Okay.
This is, like, once it even starts, the whole thing is once Jeremy speaks, the government's on that shit faster than it could, than, like, you could blink your eyes.
Okay.
That, like, the kid has to disappear.
Okay, so the kid's going to be in like 2 scenes, and then he's going to disappear for a season.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay. And so we really only have 2 characters.
Yeah.
That's just the detective and this whole season is the detective and his prostitute.
No, he's not going to just disappear for the whole season, the kid. The kid's got to come back at some point.
At Area 51.
Yeah.
So we're going to do the alien stuff this season.
No. He's not going to Area 51 right away. Because there's no aliens at Area 51.
Okay.
The aliens have been moved. That's like if they're no, but that's like no knowledge in the conspiracy world.
Okay.
But yeah. I guess.
So really, we only have 2 characters right now. Because Eddie and his mom are going to leave the story for most of it. So really, this is a noir.
Maybe not. No, maybe we talk. Maybe it's the mom. Maybe the story is more about the mom.
Okay. So she's on the hunt for her son.
Yeah.
Okay, the kid was vanished.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like we get more of the story of like, what's her name? Winona Ryder in Stranger Things.
Okay.
Where she's like slowly losing it because like, and she's even like she's the one that's like got the strings going across, and she's like, no, I pinpointed it. Like the government has stolen my kid. Like,
okay.
And like people aren't listening to her. She's gone to her senators and all that. Like I don't know. We can do a whole story like that on her.
Okay.
I think that's where the investigation. I feel like it'd be better for the investigation of that to come from her.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah, eh? Does it sound interesting?
Yeah. I think so. I think it's something. It's like a thing to happen, which is what this show needs at the moment. I think that could look good. I don't know who's going to reach out to, like, what her steps are to get to Area 51, but I think that's something that we could watch.
I don't like writing these events out. I think this is not how how I'm thinking this through, except for that I knew that the fault line and the volcano go off. Thinking out of these events is not helping me, and it just has been making us frustrated at each other.
No, but what's making me frustrated is every now and then new information comes out.
Yeah, because that's the thing is it's got to be written. It just has to go. It's a book that's gonna just flow.
Right.
It's not a planned out book.
So we're just gonna start.
I think that's it. I think you just gotta go with it.
I'm down for that.
Because this whole entire thing of trying to plan it out has just been making there's a lot. This is gonna have continuity issues. That's why it's gotta be done in. That's why it's got to feel like it's different dimensions each book. It's got to feel like layers because the continuity issues are there on purpose.
Like, you know what I mean? It's all just in your head.
I think we move on to something else.
I'm
frustrated with this.
Okay.
I really am. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about calling it an end of the day for the stream.
Well, if that's how you're...
Yeah, I'm not feeling good.
This is writer's block, so this is the whole idea is to overcome this kind of thing.
I know.
So, but
I think I'm done. Sorry, everybody.
Okay. Well, thanks from all of us here at Wannabe Showrunners. Don't do as we say and not as we do. Don't stop writing.
Bye.